everybody. Hope you're all okay. I've had a bit of a kind of an up and down day today. It was weighing, so it's never a good day for that reason to begin with. I'm having a bit of an issue at the minute with not looking at the scales. Some girls look at the scales all the time. I started to when I first got here, but now that I can see myself changing physically, I have created a fear of looking now, which I really need to sort out because it's something that is normal. You know, I think it's unhealthy to not look at them at all. I need to look at the number and, you know, go through that anxiety and that feeling of, oh crap, and learn to live with it. I will tell you that my weight when I came in was, I think, 41 kilograms. I am now 50.4, and this week I have put on 1.4 kilograms, which is essentially 3 pounds. I found that out because I had to go through some dietary stuff because I still have to keep my puddings, because essentially what my nurse said was, yeah, you're over the average, but you have to look at it as over the whole length of your stay. It will average out, because if you take into consideration 2 weeks ago I'd only put on 0.1 in a 4-day period. Now I've kind of gone over the average weekly gain. It's kind of compensated for that loss or that, you know, that poor weight gain a few weeks ago. But it was just kind of knowing that I'd gone over the average, and I just didn't like that. It started to give me a feeling that things were getting out of control. I asked my dietitian today if it was still necessary for me to keep these puddings in, as well as the afternoon snack, and she said yes for the time being, because my average weekly weight gain, although this week is okay, it hasn't been as good as it potentially could be, so she wants to basically keep the momentum going. So when I found out that that was what I'd put on this week, I had a freak out, and then I rationalised it because I'd kind of looked at myself a bit in the mirror. Generally I am still avoiding mirrors, but I do see bits of my body, and I don't really need to see a reflection because I can look at myself, my eyes work, so I know the changes that are happening. And I saw myself this morning, even before I knew how much I'd put on, and felt okay with it. There's parts of my body that I'm beginning to dislike again, like my legs. My stomach's bigger, obviously, but everything kind of from the waist up, at the minute, I stress, at the minute, I'm not majorly panicking about. I don't know if I'll be able to say that in 2 months' time, but for the time being, in this moment, it's not the end of the world. So when she told me the 1.4 weight gain this week, initially I had a freak out, and then I thought, well, no, you looked at yourself this morning and you were okay with it, so, you know, the number shouldn't really make too much of a difference. But my reasoning for not looking at the scales is because I don't want to associate a feeling with a number. I'd rather just kind of carry on and, you know, just do as I am doing and not let the number affect my food or the way I feel about food. But then there's a part of me that knows that it's not really healthy to not look at them at all, because it's an avoidance of something that I'm not comfortable with, and I need to tackle that. So I think what I might do is just look at the scales once a week. But then I'm thinking, is that going to make things worse, because the number will be higher? You know, if you do it twice a week, it's sort of it's graduated a lot rather than a kind of a jump. So come Monday morning, I think I will look at the scales and then see how I feel from there, and if I feel comfortable to then look at them again on Thursday, or if I'll decide to wait a week till the following Monday. So that's that. I've been looking at my values this week as part of one of my aims, purely because I'm very aware that when you have an eating disorder, it takes over a lot of your personality. I know that in the past 4 or 5 months, those of you that know me well will know that I lost myself for a while. I was putting on a front and I wasn't happy because of the eating disorder. So I wanted to really look at what my values are, and I have a list kind of here of what is important to me. The first one I have is enjoyment, kind of enjoying the moment and not taking anything for granted, because I think until you're in a situation like this, everybody takes everything for granted. It's natural. But until you can't have it and then you want it, that's when it kind of, you know, it's highlighted. Independence, you know, having the confidence to stand on my own 2 feet. And I've linked that with individuality, being happy and content with who I am and how I look, not being bothered what other people might think of me, and if they do think something, then why should I care? I'm happy. But that's obviously something that needs a lot of work, and that's what I'm going to be working on while I'm here, and that'll sort of be relating to a lot of body image work and body image groups, etc. Ambition and adventure, sort of envisaging exciting prospects like holidays and trips out, and, you know, just potential future plans, basically. You know, career and open-mindedness, you know, people having the will to try new things and new experiences, and not letting their fears dictate what they do with their life because they're too scared of the outcome. So that's kind of what I've started with. I'm hoping that this list will kind of grow and develop as the longer I stay here and the more I get to reconnect with myself, I guess. Because this illness has destroyed relationships of mine in the past, of which I'm very aware. And again, is another reason why I picked the full recovery. My nurse put it very well today. She said, those that choose the risk reduction are choosing to stay ill, but are willing to cope with it. And it was that phrase of choosing to stay ill. Who would choose to stay ill? Now, I don't say that lightly, because everybody is different. Everybody needs different support and different things. And it might be a case of some people have chosen risk reduction because once they get home, you know, they might live kind of a normal-ish life for a while and then actually think, you know what, I'm going to have this extra pizza, or I don't mind if I put on a little bit of weight, and then they might continue on from there. So it is different for everybody at the end of the day. But it was the way she said it, it really kind of hit home that I do not want to stay ill, which is why I'm doing this. So that was quite an eye-opener. I have gone through quite a lot of stuff today, but it's too much to put into one video, so I'll probably do another one maybe tomorrow or potentially over the weekend. On that note, I have my first afternoon out. So on Saturday I get to have the afternoon from about 1:30, so after my lunch bed rest till about 5 o'clock. So I'm hoping to go into Leeds and do a bit of shopping, which is good. And I will also have to have my snack when I'm out, so I'll grab some crisps or a brownie or something like that. But I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, an up and down day, but you know, it's more good than bad, I think. And the things that are bad, I know why I have to change them and how I can help myself, basically. So watch this space, and yeah, so not too bad. I will leave it there, I think, and hopefully I will speak to you guys at some point in the next coming days. All right, bye bye.